Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about a simple secret, something that can instantly make your English, both written and spoken, sound way more powerful and professional. Okay, let's dive right in by looking at a super common problem. You know that kind of writing that just feels choppy, kind of disjointed, like you're hitting one stop sign after another? So, check out these two versions. On the left, the sentences are fine, grammatically speaking, but they feel totally disconnected, right? It's a bit confusing. If she's running late, why on earth is she stopping for coffee? But then look at the version on the right. It flows so much better. The connection between the two ideas is suddenly crystal clear, and it's all because of one simple, powerful word. And yeah, you guessed it, those powerful little words are called linking words. Seriously, they are the secret key to making your writing and speaking sound smoother, more logical, and, let's be honest, way more sophisticated. So, what are they, really? Linking words, or you might hear them called transition words or connectors, are basically all about building relationships between your ideas. They're like little signposts for your reader, telling them how one point connects to the next. Whether you're adding something, making a contrast, or showing a result. I love this way of thinking about it. They're like bridges, or maybe even glue, holding your thoughts together. They help guide your reader or your listener from one idea to the next, so the whole journey feels smooth and seamless, not bumpy. Okay, so how do you actually use these things? Let's build a practical toolkit that you can start using right away. I think the easiest way to get a handle on them is to break them down by the specific job each type of word does. All right, first up, adding information. When you just want to tack on another point, or maybe strengthen an idea you've already made, you'll grab a word from this group. It's like telling your audience, hey, hang on, I've got one more thing to say about this. Take a look at this. See how furthermore does more than just add another fact? It actually adds weight to the first part of the sentence. It makes the whole point feel stronger and way more persuasive. Okay, next up in our toolkit are the words that signal a U-turn. When you need to show a difference or present an idea that goes in the opposite direction, you'll want to use one of these words to signal that contrast. So in this case, nevertheless is perfect. It signals that even though something bad happened, the rain, the end result was still positive. It's a fantastic way to manage your reader's expectations. You could use however, but nevertheless has this slightly stronger feeling of surprise, really hammering home that contrast. All right, what if you need to explain the why behind something or the result of an action? That's where cause and effect words come in. They're all about connecting the dots and building a clear, logical chain of events. This is a classic example, right? The word consequently creates this direct link between the rabbit's action, taking that nap, and the final result of the race. It's a perfect because of this, that happened situation. A leads to B. And finally, for all you list makers out there, when you need to organize your points or walk someone through a series of steps, sequence words are going to be your absolute best friend. They're crucial for things like recipes, giving directions, or just laying out a clear argument. Look how simple this is. Using words like first, second, and third makes the whole process totally crystal clear. There's just no room for confusion, and it makes the information so much easier to follow and remember. Okay, so now you've got the toolkit. But before you start using these words everywhere, let's go over a couple of simple but really critical rules. This is the stuff that will make you look like a pro. And trust me, getting the punctuation right is a huge part of sounding polished. So here's a really key idea, especially in more formal or academic writing. You need to know if a word is connecting ideas inside one sentence or if it's linking two totally separate sentences. It might seem like a small detail, but it's a really important difference. And this is where people often get tripped up. A conjunction, like the word but, works inside a single sentence, and you usually put a comma right before it. But a connector, like however, is different. It actually starts a whole new sentence, and it gets a comma after it. Honestly, this is one of the most common mistakes I see, so it's a great one to watch out for. So let's nail down 3 key punctuation rules. It's actually pretty simple. Rule number 1, and this is the most common one. If a linking word starts your sentence, just pop a comma right after it. Easy. Rule 2 is a little more advanced, but it looks great. You can use a semicolon to link 2 really close ideas. Then put your linking word, then a comma. And rule 3 is for words like despite or in spite of. The comma doesn't go after the word itself, but after the whole little phrase it introduces. If you can master these 3 patterns, your writing will look so much sharper. Okay, moment of truth. Let's put everything together. We've got our toolkit, we know the rules. Now let's go back to that original choppy example and see what happens when we apply what we've learned. You're going to see the transformation happen right before your eyes. Just look at that difference. It's night and day, right? On the left, you've got these short, disconnected, kind of robotic sentences. But on the right, wow, by just weaving in a few of these linking words, we've turned that choppy mess into a single, elegant sentence that tells a whole story with nuance. That's the difference between just spitting out information and actually communicating. And really, that's the whole point. Mastering these words isn't about memorizing grammar rules for a test. It's about becoming a better communicator, period. It's about being clearer, more logical, and honestly, more persuasive in everything you write and say. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. You now have the tools you need to build those bridges between your ideas. You can make every point you make stronger and more connected. So the only question left is, what ideas will you connect next?